And the big story as Pakistan's World Cup match boycott continues to create headlines, gets set for a big twist. As per sources, Pakistan is likely to go back on their boycott decision. Sources also reveal that while some Pakistan Cricket Board officials are open to playing the match against India scheduled for the 15th of this month in Colombo, board chairman Mohsin Naqvi remains uncooperative on this matter. This comes after Emirates Cricket Board has written to the Pakistan Cricket Board reminding Pakistan of their help. Emirates Board in the letter stated that, quote-unquote, Pakistan needs to stand up for the associate nations. Meanwhile, Pakistan officials met ICC officials in Lahore over the boycott, while the PCB held another meeting with Bangladesh Cricket Board. In the meeting, ICC warned PCB about the consequences of this boycott, while Pakistan Cricket Board Chief Mohsin Naqvi remained defiant and said a decision will be taken after meeting Pakistan's Prime Minister.
Of support to the Pakistan Cricket Board. Now, it is important that Pakistan stands up for the associate member countries and also sort of does its job as a responsible member. And it has gone ahead and said that as a family member of the ICC, it requests Pakistan to reconsider its stance and go ahead and play the India game. Even Pakistan media is kind of, if you whoever one is in touch with, is saying that the match is likely to now happen. Again, no further pronouncement has come officially from the Pakistan board. After the meeting, there was no media briefing as such. The ICC also no media briefing as such. But what is transpiring is that they will take it back to the Pakistan Premier. They will take it back to the Pakistan Prime Minister. And thereafter, a formal announcement is more than likely. It is everybody I have spoken to is telling me that the announcement is not too far away. It's not going to be too long. It's not going to be stretched till the 13th or so. Most likely between today and tomorrow, the clarity or the announcement should come. That's where the matter stands at the moment. Who are the people who played a part in this? You have seen photographs of Imran Khwaja in Pakistan, Aminul Islam Bulbul, Mohsin Naqvi, Salman Nasir, and Mubashir Usmani, from what I understand, was on a virtual link. Mubashir Usmani's role is important. Mubashir Usmani is the head of the Emirates Cricket Board, and like I told you, the Emirates Cricket Board has indeed sent a letter, very much, and that's a kind of very much on the lines of the Sri Lanka letter. Let me read out the text of the Emirates Cricket Board letter or something that I've got. So here's what I'm getting from the Emirates Cricket Board, that Emirates Cricket Board has long-term rapport with Pakistan and in the past have accommodated Pakistan by giving them our venues and organize their cricket. Pakistan's latest decision of not playing the World T20 match against India will hurt the game, and most member countries, especially the associates, will suffer financially. As a family member, we request the PCB to reconsider the decision and find an acceptable solution. That's the kind of text of the letter from the Emirates Cricket Board that we are getting, that has been sent to Pakistan.
Boria Mazumdar and Preeti Dahiya joining me live on that big story breaking first on NDTV. Boria, the last 48 hours to determine the next 48 hours in this case.
That around 3 o'clock or so, there is a meeting between Mohsin Naqvi and the Prime Minister of Pakistan. So I think in the next 24 hours, you will get an answer. And the most likely answer is the game will happen. Now the answer is they have to find a face saver. They have to find a face saver and a narrative that suits the Pakistan Prime Minister. He has to kind of do a U-turn and say, okay, we are doing this for the larger cause of cricket, for Sri Lanka, for Bangladesh, for the Emirates, who are all partners. So the larger political posturing will now take over. But from what I understand, that meeting has been confirmed. So the Cricket Board chief, who's the Interior Affairs Minister, will meet Shahbaz Sharif, and thereafter you should get an answer in the next 24 hours, Vedika.
How much does this have to do with the Asian Games also, the Asia Cup, rather, Boria? Because it seems it's also about one man sulking ever since. He's the man who's still opposing the match between India and Pakistan.
I did an interview with Ehsan Mani, which I think you watched yesterday. Ehsan Mani actually said something interesting. He said losing that vote in the ICC, the Bangladesh vote, the PCB, this was a reaction and this was a little bit of frustration as well. So when you do not have the numbers within the ICC board, the normal rule is you accept the majority verdict. But in this case, you decided to sulk and play politics. So yes, at one level, since the Asia Cup, this has been brewing. On the field, Pakistan has lost. Off the field, diplomatically, things have not gone well. The Bangladesh issue, they did not get their way. And then they decided on something which actually boomeranged. Because if Pakistan doesn't play, who's the biggest loser? Bangladesh is. So if Bangladesh loses maximum, then how are you planning to help Bangladesh? So in every way, you're kind of cornered. And now look at it. Sri Lanka is putting pressure. UAE is putting pressure. Bangladesh is putting pressure. Has the BCCI said a word? Not one word has come from the BCCI. So you are kind of ring-fenced by your own people who are all crying foul, saying, come on, play, otherwise we all stand to lose money. So you are surrounded with these people. So Mohsin Naqvi needs some kind of a narrative to come out of this jail. And I think he will spin the narrative saying that this is in the larger interest of cricket.
All right, do stay with me. Preeti Dahiya also joining me from the newsroom. Preeti, it's all about also being isolated, like Boria just pointed out. But the question also remains, could the Pakistan Cricket Board afford to boycott this match from the very beginning?
No, that was always something that was playing at the back of the PCB. And in the light of the recent developments in the last 24 hours, Vedika, what we're learning is that PCB understands the financial implications of losing on a lot of revenue from the ICC if they do not play against India. But at the same time, the pressure, like Boria said, is also coming in from associate nations from whom they consider their own people. The Bangladesh Cricket Board, with whom they are seen to be siding in this particular case, with the Emirates Cricket Board also coming in, and also the Sri Lanka Cricket Board. The Sri Lanka Cricket Board has reminded them repeatedly that, we are the country that played in your country after our players were attacked by terrorists on your soil. So now if we can take that sort of a chance, then why can't you play on our neutral venue against India? It will be a loss to everyone involved in this entire picture. And also the point that Boria is emphasizing on the narrative. Now that is the developing story, Vedika, because right from the beginning, Boria and I have been on the channel with other experts also. We have this very strong feeling that a U-turn from the PCB is just round the corner. But the fact that their very own Prime Minister, no one less, announced that Pakistan will not play India on February 15th is going to be a big embarrassment for them. So how do they save their Prime Minister from that embarrassment? They have to spin a narrative that suits them, that suits to, sell this to their own janta. And this is what they are, I think, right now brainstorming about as to how to make it a win-win situation for Pakistan, for PCB, sell it to their associate nations, sell it to the rest of the world, to their own people, and then come out as, triumphant from this situation. I'm also very keen on finding out, will there be any sort of, favors given to PCB in exchange for this deal to play against India? And do they even deserve that? That is a big question.
I'm going to put that question to Boria along with this question. Boria, can there be a face saver? I mean, can there be a narrative that they can sell to the people after the T20 tantrum that they have thrown?
Two parts. First, to Preeti's question, that will they get a deal out of this? No. Imran Khwaja and Mubashir Usmani were not empowered to do any kind of deal. They were there for this one game and to salvage this one game. And deal means what? More money? Simple. I mean, the deal cannot be intangible. Deal means more money from the ICC or hosting more events. Nothing more. None of these things can be confirmed without the ICC board giving them the assurance. And you know what Pakistan's position is in the ICC board, 14-2. So deal, no. What will happen is, possibly they will say, okay, no penalties for Bangladesh. That is our big takeaway. So we've been able to protect the interests of Bangladesh 2 days before the Bangladesh election. Here you go. We are the big brother. Radical fundamentalist sections of Bangladesh have been wooed by Pakistan. That can happen. Your second question, face saver. Look, the Pakistani janta, to use Preeti's words, they are gullible. You've seen what happened at the Asia Cup. They still celebrate the fact that Naqvi walked away with the trophy. Damn it, you didn't win that trophy. That trophy was won by India. It doesn't mean if you keep that trophy that you won that trophy. Having said that, if you still celebrate taking away a trophy that doesn't rightfully belong to you, what do you say? So The narrative that will be spun for the domestic public of Pakistan will be a very separate narrative compared to the international story.
There's another point here which is being peddled by a lot of Pakistani journalists also, that, in terms of negotiations with the ICC, the handshake rule should be made mandatory. Now, Pakistan is still sulking about the fact that in Asia Cup, India did not shake hands with Pakistan, and that has not gone down well with their public, with the, cricket lovers there. So they want that it should be a handshake rule be made mandatory. You think that's even on the table? Is that something that they should be bringing up at this level?
I've heard that as well. And you're right. 3-4 very senior Pakistani media people said that was also discussed. Whether it's on the table or not is not something that the ICC has commented on. So it would be premature on our part. But you're right. You're absolutely right that this was something that was mentioned, saying, India did not shake hands with us. Having said that, Pakistan also refused to shake hands thereafter. So none of these matters are an open and shut case. Having said that, just getting a message that this could well be resolved in the next 24 hours. The source says likely that the meeting between the Prime Minister and Naqvi is confirmed, and after that there could be a solution that will emerge out of that. Because they also need to make plans to travel to Colombo and all of that stuff. If you see, hotel prices have started to go up in Colombo because now the match is more likely than not likely. So will see a lot of drama in the next 24 hours.
Boria, Preeti, thanks for joining me live. We will keep that drama unfolding here from the PCB on Breaking Ground and NDTV while we call out their plans, their agenda, and what that face saver will be is the big question at this hour. Thanks for joining me here on Breaking Ground.